So yesterday was Rosh Chodesh Adar, the beginning of the month of Adar, and in the Talmud there's an aphorism that says, Mishenichnas Adar marbim besimcha, when the month of Adar arrives, happiness increases. It was a very, very hard aphorism to think about as we watch what's unfolding in the Ukraine today. Those of you who know me know that I love Purim, and the lead up to it is something that I look forward to every year. But that aphorism just somehow seems hollow this year. And at the same time, the celebration of Purim seems hauntingly familiar. Purim is the story of one man's lust for power. It's the story of how, when defied, that same petty, despotic individual seeks to not only defeat, but to destroy and obliterate his enemies and their lifestyle. He lies about them and accuses them of the very things that he himself is guilty of. And so this year, for as much as the aphorism about joy and happiness seems harder to attain, the reality of the story of Purim feels like it's being played out on a global stage in front of us. This Shabbat, as we reflect on what is transpiring, we are very, very fortunate to have with us a very special guest. Father Vasil Dovgan of St. Nicholas Ukrainian Orthodox Church in Watervliet is here to tell us his story, the story of his family, the story of his country, and to give us a fuller appreciation of what is taking place. Father Vasil.
Thank you, Rabbi David. I'm Father Vasil Dovgan from Troy, New York. Excuse me. Yes. Shalom, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and I see that with love, you're more than welcome me to step into your faith. Being the pastor of the church, being the part of Ukrainian Orthodox Church, being from Ukraine, it's tough for me to see what is going on in Ukraine. And I know for sure that you also have your brothers and sisters, relatives, because history ties us together. You have your temples there in Ukraine. In February 23 or 24, because the time is different, that morning, our kids and Ukrainians, all of us, will remember, because the war has been started at that day. And the horrible, horrible way. Because I know that the war was going on already for 8 years, but nobody was expecting the bomb everywhere. In the western part, the cities like Ivano-Frankivsk, Chernivtsi, Kharkiv, Kyiv, and so forth. I believe that it was planned way before that. Russian Federation was planning to take Ukrainian territory. And we, my brothers and sisters, not willingly to give up that easy. For years, I know that on the eastern part of Ukraine, people were speaking Russians. Yes. But we do have a lot of immigrants also in the United States. The United States of America is full of immigrants. And they do have their little villages. They're gathering together for Christmas, for holidays, for Thanksgiving, and so forth, uniting themselves. But nobody is bringing heavy equipment and starting the war. Unfortunately, this is since February 24th is going on. People have no peace. Ukrainian army is catching young boys or kids, I should say, soldiers, Russian soldiers, and asking why you are here. And their answer is, because I have an order. They are afraid to be killed. And now people from the little village in Ukraine standing on the front of tanks, heavy equipment, and stopping them to go forward to move to the big city, because all of the people who are sitting in the basements, not in the apartments, because it is dangerous when they are bombing the city. 200 people plus looking for the safe place in the city. It's hard to imagine mom with kids, 2, 3 kids, hiding in the basement. And people are taking the risk to stop the tanks. And a lot of people have been killed already. A lot of people took what is the most important with them and moved from one area to another. And what is the most important? Kids and the documents, if they have time to take it. I have friends and family members in Ukraine that they send some information to me. And it is hard to see when the father is saying goodbye to his little daughter, and the daughter is running back to him. We do have in Orthodox tradition, during the baptism, we are giving the little cross on the neck. Even I have it. And the daughter is taking that cross off and giving to his father, so that God will protect him. And father is putting back on her chin and starting to cry and kiss her. So telling her that I want God to protect you and mom also. Please pray for me. And it doesn't matter what faith is yours, because we do have people with a different faith. But God created us, or we all were created human being. And now, who is leading war? Where is their conscience? People who are leaving the weapons behind, coming and joining the Ukrainian government or Ukrainian army with the hands up and ready to give up that fight because they see that it is not fair to kill the civilians, to kill the people, innocent people. I am condemned that this unprovoked attack by Russians against Ukraine, an independent country, as well as the human rights is behind. Ukraine was independent, my brothers and sisters, but the desire of Russians was always there for some reason. America or United States, every state is different. As you can move from here to Texas, here to Florida, you could see the different even mentality of those people who stayed there all their life. If they watch TV and not exploring what is really going on in the world, and that's exactly what the Russian government is doing with all of the people in their country. I do have parishioners, they do have their parents there, brothers and sisters, that they are watching TV because there is nothing else to watch. They're so limited. They have no money to go somewhere, only few channels on TV. And on the news, all what they can hear is that Putin is saving people. But what kind of salvation can you get from him if his desire is to take somebody's land? Father and son was running from the battle, moving from one city to another, and got stuck by the tanks, by the war basically. And as father was driving and he got out of the car, he stepped on something or so his leg was wounded. He was so much in pain. And son ran around the car. He was watching his father basically suffering. And when it was more quiet, because it was so loud, they were sheltering the shooting, and a lot of noise was going on there. Father asked his son, "Please kill me. Kill me because I cannot walk, because I cannot hold this pain." Or the other situation when the 7 or 8 cars also was going from one city to another, looking for safe place with kids. And they shoot everyone. The last car saw that they have been stopping. And in the last car, the priest was going with family. And he started to panic, screaming, "Call the ambulance, do something," to his wife, to his kids. all of this, my brothers and sisters, will stay in our mind, with our kids, with us in our hearts. And a lot of buildings, a lot of temples, a lot of historical pieces were destroyed. The other day, that was their target. Russian army came to Chernobyl. Russian army was destroying the museums. Russian army destroying all the connections, the phone connection, internet connection, TV connection. That is the social media. That's how nowadays army and everyone is keeping in touch. Even my father-in-law is in the army. And if we will not get anything from him in a few days, it's tough. It is very difficult if he is alive or not. This opinion is following us. So please do what you can to help those people. People are in need. People are asking for prayers. People are asking for protection. People are in fear, and they need love. And love should exist everywhere in the world, not just in Ukraine. But Ukrainians are in need now. So, my brothers, I would love to say a prayer for Ukraine, for Ukrainians. I will do in English and part for Ukrainian, in Ukrainian language also. Would you please stand up for the prayer? Thank you. O Lord, our God, in great and almighty, we, your sinful children, turn to you with humility in our hearts and bow our heads. Low before you, we beseech your loving kindness and abundant blessing upon the nation, the people of Ukraine during these days, and great danger of their safety and well-being. Господи, нашим братам і сестрам знову загрожують агресори, які бачать у них лише просту перешкоду, що перегрожує шлях до повного панування над дорогоцінною землею та ресурсами України. Зміцни людей у часі цієї великої небезпеки, звертаються до Тебе з безмінною глибокої віри, довіри, любові, які вони плекали до Тебе все своє життя. Зійшли, Господи, своїх небесних ангелів, якими керує покровитель міста Києва, архістратиг Михаїл, щоб викорінити бажання агресора. Зміцни народ наш. Амінь. Thank you. Thank you everyone who came here. Thank you everyone who is watching us online. And thank you everyone who organized this prayer service. For me, it's a great blessing to be here to talk to you. Thank you, Rabbi, for putting a lot of energy towards this. Thank you.